This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
This is the Barbados Today evening news update for Wednesday, August 10th. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Good evening. We begin with local reaction to a landmark ruling in Belize, where the Supreme Court today ruled that Section 53 of the Criminal Code, which outlaws homosexuality, is unconstitutional. Gay rights activist Darcy Dear told Barbados Today it is just a matter of time before a similar development occurs in Barbados.
Because Barbados got the same human beings as all the other countries. And that love is still love. And eventually, love will overcome all the bigotry that Barbados has. I applaud the people of the government of Belize. And I hope and pray that the day will come that I will say the same for the government and people of Barbados. And that the LGBT community will be able to enjoy the same rights as those in Belize are now enjoying.
And one church leader also believes it won't be long before a similar position is taken here. But Orlando Seal says the church will continue to promote its teachings.
My immediate impression is that, this is something that's going to come. And it's for the church to know what we believe and continue to advocate what we believe from a biblical perspective. But we can't obligate people to follow the biblical dictum or rule. But we have to know what we believe.
In other news this evening, the National Union of Public Workers is supporting the Barbados Union of Teachers on its position on the docking of teachers' pay. The BUT staged 2 days of protest this week over the docking of its members' pay for attending 2 union meetings earlier this year. In a statement issued this afternoon, the NUPW called on the Ministry of Education to meet with the BUT top brass to address the issue. The union says the correct procedure was not followed as the teachers received permission to attend the meeting called by their union. It also warned that this matter affects all unions and not just the BUT. And the NUPW added that if the Ministry of Education is allowed to proceed on that matter, other employees within the public service could find themselves in a similar position. There are fresh concerns from the Barbados Agricultural Society over the theft of crops. This time, farmers are complaining that their cassava crops are being stolen. CEO of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, told a news conference this afternoon it is a blow to the farmers, especially as agricultural officials are on a drive to increase production of cassava.
We have been able to get Barbadian farmers to actually plant crops, but they are not able to see the results of it. And it seems to me a sense of lawlessness that seems to be pervading this community, and that we need to do something about. We just cannot have people going about the place engaging in these lawless acts. And it happens at all types of levels, because we seem to think as a community that when one lawless act is perpetrated somewhere, it does not have an impact somewhere else. And clearly, there are people who in Barbados who seem to think that it is quite okay to go there at night and raid farmers' fields.
And this year's monarchs were on cloud 9 this morning when they collected their prizes from MQI. Edwin Yearwood, the Sweet Soca monarch, Lil Rick, the party monarch, and Aziza, the Calypso monarch, were handed the keys to their brand new vehicles, and they all indicated they intend to keep them. Aziza, who does not yet have a driver's license, says she will begin taking lessons from next month. Edwin and Lil Rick congratulated her on her win and had some sound advice for the young Calypsonian.
I think she's on the right track. The one thing that we don't recognize in Barbados is that there's so much talent that if you don't maintain and remain yourself, you don't really shine as you should. It doesn't make sense trying to be an artist. Sometimes it don't make sense trying to be a rappy or trying to be a little bit. If you come and you make that, there's a niche for you. There's a place for you. As long as you come and you do what you're supposed to do. It's a wide market. It just looks that way because it's one or two cars to win. At the end of the day, it's bigger than a car. It's bigger than a competition. It's what you want. If you want to do this for a living, just be yourself.
Just keep pushing on. And don't start when you got enough years ahead. And let it be that some people next year again. Just don't say that you win and that's it. Just be straight to win again. That's the best way. Even if you don't win, but every time you go to competition, go to win.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only $2.25, $2.20. Who? For what? Darcy Dear still news. I don't read about that on Barbados Today since last night. That can't only can't do. $2.20. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We're back now with news from the region where, as we mentioned earlier, a landmark court ruling was handed down in Belize today. The Chief Justice, Kenneth Benjamin, found that Section 53 of the Criminal Code, which criminalizes homosexuality, is unconstitutional. The decision comes 6 years after a homosexual citizen and advocate, Caleb Orozco, brought a legal challenge claiming that the law contravened the Constitution. Justice Benjamin ordered an amendment specifying that the section does not apply to consenting sexual adults of the same gender. In delivering the long-awaited ruling, the Chief Justice repeated that the court could consider but could not act on majority and publicly held views, particularly religious views. Justice Benjamin also noted that removing the section would help accelerate the fight against HIV, especially among men who have sex with men and who are stigmatized and thus refuse to participate in testing and treatment programs. In immediate reaction, church leaders in Belize declared that it's all over for the country. President of the National Evangelical Association of Belize, Pastor Lance Lewis, said, "We have come to the bottom. The only way out is up, and we will get up when we get down on our knees." On the international scene at the Olympics, one journalist was reportedly injured following an attack on a bus transporting media personnel and other officials in Rio. Images showed a window in the vehicle being blown out, and there were claims that the bus was shot at. The journalists were returning from the media center in the Olympic Park after watching women's basketball. One passenger described what she saw.
But please, I'm not a firearms expert. I just, know what a gun sounds like. And I would say, from my experience, that it was a small caliber handgun that was shot at the bus at an angle. Because the sound was not that of a heavy rifle, it was the sound of a small arm.
And in a statement, the International Olympic Committee said the incident is being investigated. That's news this evening. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you can also tune into Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good evening.